Welcome back to Fox and Friends First. Our next guest says that even if missing teen Natalie Holloway turns up dead, it could actually be very hard to prove a murder case.
Ginny Walia is a criminal defense attorney, a forensics expert. She joins us now from San Francisco. Ginny, could they say, Reuben authorities say, even without a body, we can have a murder trial and conviction. Do you buy that?
I think that it might be hypothetically possible, but this would be a difficult case for prosecutors anywhere, even under our legal system, to make this case without a body. And even if a body was found in this case, they have to go forward and prove that she didn't just drown on her own and that the boys had something to do with drowning her or some other foul play, or there was some other kind of injury inflicted upon her that was the cause of her death. And this is not an easy case for any prosecutor anywhere.
So short of a confession, you think it's going to be a very hard case to prove even if there is a body?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very difficult even with a body. And without a body, they might be able to prosecute, but it's very difficult to make any kind of finding without a body. We would just be hypothesizing, and that would be a defense attorney's argument to a jury, that, or to a judge actually, that they cannot make their case.
Well, if you look at the search experts in the focus, you know they're looking towards the water. What are the challenges of looking for a body in the water and salt water on top of that?
Well, the decomposition rate is much higher in salt water, and if she was thrown into the water, or if she fell into the water when she was inebriated, then we don't really know whether the body would float atop or not. The body could very well go into the sea, and it's very hot there. The temperature's warm, salt water, decomposition rate, as I said, is higher. So it's very unlikely that we're about to find a cause of death, even with a decomposed body.
Well, why did Laci Peterson's body point to murder, and you're down on the prospects if you find a body that we wouldn't know where it would go?
Well, the difference between being Laci Peterson's body, was found in the bay. The bay is more affected by tidal currents rather than waves. And there's a narrow opening at the Golden Gate which brings tidal currents in and out of that bay area, out of the area where those bodies were found. And in this case, she was just plain thrown into the ocean, and for us to just expect that it would just float atop, it would be unrealistic.
It's a different, when you're speaking about an ocean, it's very different because it's much, I guess, less likely that you would be able to find a body in an ocean.
Yeah, because the waves were playing a role, but when the bodies were found in the bay, the tides were playing a role in that, and the waves were not so much playing a role in that. And then the way the bodies were found, how it was just her torso, and they had a theory that her limbs were tied down with anchors. It was very consistent with the whole prosecution theory that Scott Peterson had actually tied her down with anchors, and that's why we only found the torso, and the fetus tore out of the womb, and we wouldn't have anything like that here.
All right. Ginny, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, 19 minutes after the hour, and we come back. You know what's happening tonight? Prime time. We're not talking Monday Night Football. We're talking about Tuesday night presidential address at Fort Bragg.